in the system of white supremacy, if a white person is a white supremacist, they do nothing, ever, knowingly, unless it's going to give strength to the system of white supremacy. The black people of this planet have nothing in place like that. We don't have that kind of philosophy at all. We don't have a philosophy, being prisoners of the white supremacists, that we should have a philosophy, a whole idea of our entire lives, that we do nothing that does not contribute to replacing the system of white supremacy with the system of justice. And that includes something I started to talk about a while ago. When a black person just picks up the iPad or whatever it is, I don't have one. I'm talking on a regular old-fashioned telephone now. When you pick up that telephone and you're getting ready to make a call to another black person, you should be making that call to say something that when you hang up, you would have said something to the person on the other end that's going to produce a constructive result. Or the person on the other end is going to say something that's going to produce a constructive result for you. Or both. What you say when that person hangs up that phone and they go and do whatever it is you were talking about and all like that, it's going to produce a constructive result for that person on the other end of that phone, or for you on this end of the phone, or for both of you. Otherwise, you have no business. That should be a part of what you call your counter-racist code, the black code, all right? You shouldn't be picking up that phone ever until you think of something that's going to produce a constructive result, and you already know it's going to produce a constructive result before you pick up the phone. You don't talk to people, white or non-white, for the rest of your life unless you have something constructive to say, or you're going to receive a constructive message from them that they have said that they're going to contact you to give you. That whatever it is you talk about, what you do after you get off that phone, based on what they told you, is going to have something. By constructive mean it works for you in a constructive way. Otherwise, we're going to be some of the most silent people in the world, and that would be the initial thing that would happen. All of a sudden, black people will become some of the most silent people in the world. I mean, we just move around like ghosts. Why? That would be the initial effect. Why? Because when we usually talk, we're not saying anything of constructive value. Truth be told. And that would be the first step. That's one of the first things in the code. People always say, well, Fuller, you keep talking about racism. What do we do? Yeah, we need a code, and that's what right near the top of the list. That's not right at the very top, but that's near the top of the list. Don't communicate with anybody until you think of something that is seriously going to be of constructive value. Idle chit-chat should be a thing of the entire past, from here to Nairobi or Montezuma or Tripoli or Congo or Cincinnati, Ohio, or any place, right this minute. That should stop. And if it stops right this minute all over the world, among the black people of this world, you talking about having a huge impact against the system of racism, just that alone. They say black people don't talk random no more. They don't talk what you call jive talk. They don't do any random talk at all. None. I mean, everything that they say is something that's going to turn into something constructive. Otherwise, they are absolutely silent. You would think they can't talk at all. They don't say nothing unless it's going to contribute to something constructive. That's the kind of people they have become overnight, because that's something we can do overnight. See, you don't have to go and ask for nobody's permission to do that. You just stop talking random, that's all. Stop making phone calls. Stop knocking on people's doors and visiting people, unless you have an absolute constructive reason for doing so, and that has to be a plan that's made before you make your first move or before you pick up that phone.